Hey, how you doing? My name's Daniel, also known as Real Infidel. Um, a little shout out to OEF. Um, what I want to talk about now is EDC, right? Your everyday carry, whatever you have on your person that day at the time, right? So for me, my EDC is the exact same every day. Doesn't matter if I'm going to the mailbox. Doesn't matter if I'm going into town. If I'm going to work. Um, like I said, I'm a police officer, so I do carry a gun for a living, um, and I'm not sure what YouTube. I'm not sure what YouTube is allows and doesn't allow. I am gonna show guns. They are cleared. The chambers are open, and there's nobody at home right now. So I'm at home by myself, and I live out in the middle of a field around nobody. So there's no danger, and I'm also what I consider a weapons expert, where I can clear a weapon properly and show it on a video. So that being said, everyday carry. All right. So the first thing I like to carry every single day, obviously, is my gun. Right. I tend to stick with. I'll go into a gun video later. Talking about pistols, assault rifles, and shotguns, and maybe even throw in some long range shooting guns. I got a couple long range guns. So what I always want to have on me is my handgun. Okay, and I use a SIG 320 with a TLRS strobe flashlight on it, and a Romeo optic. I have the. You see, my barrel is not threaded for a suppressor, but I do have the suppressor sights that raise the sights up above the reflex aperture. That way I can still shoot if this goes down. Okay. I carry the SIG 320. I'm not. This is a recent change of mine within the last couple of years. It's chambered in 9mm NATO. It's a NATO round. It's the most common. It's the most common round found. So if you're going to carry a gun that you can find bullets for easily, right? So it's not that expensive to shoot, and in the scheme of things, it's not that expensive to shoot. So that's my primary gun. I carry that everywhere with the TLR attached to it, with the strobe light attached to it. That way I can disorient when reacting to a threat. I can disorient them by strobing the flashlight, and I can see and I can make unknown known in urban combat or room clearing or whatever you want to call it. It's like I said, it's chambered in 9mm. It's 17 in the mag, 1 in the pipe, lethal weapon style. So it's a striker fire pistol. I love it. It's very accurate. It's the reflex sight on it. My shot groups have actually gotten closer, and they were pretty close to begin with. So I really do like it. It is a tried and true weapon. SIG, in my opinion, makes some of the best guns out there. I know the Glock fans are gonna argue with me. I'm not saying you can't carry a Glock. I'm saying I don't carry a Glock because I don't like tactical Tupperware. Just kidding. All right, next, what I always carry is a knife. Right. See, this has some. This knife was $35 on a site that I'm not going to say because they have no bearing in it. It's an out the front. It's got a very stout deployment mechanism here on the side. You deploy it, it comes out. This is not for knife fighting or hand-to-hand combat. This is, if I'm opening a box from Amazon, all right? I can grab this knife, I can hold the box, I can open it, I can cut the tape, I can close it. If I need to cut a piece of rope, I can hold the rope taut and I can cut it. And then I can close it, because you never want to leave a knife open where you're working, because you'll cut yourself, right? You'll get distracted and you'll end up cutting yourself, and then you have to go into first aid, which I'll get into that here in a second. So, pistol, knife, multi-tool. This is a Gerber. I'm not sure exactly which model it is. I like it. It's got everything you need on it. It's got pliers. It's got a screwdriver. It's got an awl. If you don't know what an awl is, use repair gear. It's got Phillips and flathead screwdriver. It's got scissors, which I use probably the most. Can opener and a smaller screwdriver, and a bottle opener, which I won't use. Then another bigger screwdriver, and it also has it has a little notch out right here. Now you can use it as a pry bar, however, it's not the sturdiest thing to pry with. It probably will break this, so I wouldn't use it as a pry bar. However, I have used it to get bee stingers out, and I've used it to get thorns out of me, because in Virginia, where I live, there's plenty of thorns. So it's light, it's compact, it's well made. You can see it's been, from the use, it's been put through hell. It's got some surface rust on it. Don't judge me for that. I'll clean it up as soon as we're done, I promise. Next time you see this, it will be clean. In my wallet, I keep a Fresnel lens. My wallet's upstairs in my pants, so I'm not going to go get it right now. But I keep a Fresnel lens so I can create fire with sunlight. And it weighs nothing. It's smaller than a credit card, and you can always have it on you, right? There's always have the means to start a fire on you, all right? So in case your metabolic needs come into question, i.e. your core temperature, you need to be able to raise that, right? So another thing I always keep is a lighter. I try to get, when I get lighters, I don't smoke, but when I do get lighters, I try to take a brand new one and replace the ones in my pouch, my EDC out every day, or every time, not every day, that I carry every day. That way I have a fresh lighter in there. So the bad thing with lighters is you press this and the juice can go out, lighter fluid will go out, and if it's thrown in your everyday carry bag or your pocket or something, you can compress that and lose the fluid. However, if it does, you still have a ferrocerium rod and a striker in it, causing that spark. All right, so even if you do, you can still cause a spark, which is good because you're going to light tinder, right? So always have a lighter. I always carry a signal mirror with a whistle, right? So whistle, I can signal for help if I need it. Say you're in a wilderness situation and you run out of water, you can't yell. Like when your vocal cords are dry and your mouth's dry, it's hard to yell. So you can signal with this. You can see it's going through my window, or you can whistle and give you an audible signal. Okay, so this is always in one of my pockets. It also has a small compass and instructions on the back. So, this is rudimentary, right? Anybody can deploy this properly as long as you can read and have a basic idea of what you're signaling. You can signal Morse code. You could signal just a flash, however you want to do it. You can use this. You can see this still has the protective film on top of it because I don't want it all scratched up when I need to use it in a situation. And it still works with the protective film on it, so I might never take it off. So, signal mirror, it's important. I also carry something very important, which is a compass, right? So this one goes in my pocket. It goes in my back pocket, the one that my wallet's not in. So I always have this on me. It has scale systems on the side, so you can use the MGRS map if needs be. You can also shoot a correct azimuth and whatever you need to do. This also, you can see, has a signal mirror here that you can use to signal for help if you need to. Okay, so I always carry both just in case, right? So I have 2 compasses and 2 signal mirrors. Now, I will always carry a little keychain that has a fire source in it, right? This is not, I won't show the brand, but this is not the best lighter, okay? It's not airtight, so the fluid in it will evaporate, okay? So that being said, you still have the principle of a ferrocerium rod, right? So you have a small ferrocerium rod, so you can start a fire if needs be. Anybody who's ever been in the military knows what this is. It's a can opener issued for opening rations. If you aren't in the military and don't know what this is, shame on you. You obviously were a fobbit. That's somebody who never leaves the base. All right. Next, I carry this is going to be controversial to our knife enthusiasts. All right. I carry a carbide sharpener. Now, that being said, This is not my primary source for sharpening my knives. My knives, when I go into the field, are sharpened. They're sharpened on stone, and they are stropped and honed to make sure that they are sharp when I go out in the woods. However, in the situation where I need to sharpen something in the woods, a carbide sharpener will suffice to an extent. And it's this big, right? So 2/3 of my finger, and it's flat. So it goes right in my pocket, right? So also, I carry a handcuff key. I carry this because A, I'm a police officer. B, if I'm ever put in handcuffs, I want to have a way to get myself out of handcuffs. Okay. You want to check your laws on that where you're at. It is illegal in some states to possess a handcuff key. That being said, don't be out there being a beehole and committing crimes, and you'll never get questioned about the handcuff key. So I always carry a handcuff key on this small key ring. It goes right in my pocket. I don't attach it to my car keys because I might not be in my car. Okay, I might be on foot. I might be hunting. I might be. There's a plethora of situations where I might not be able to have my keys in it. So I keep it on its own key ring in my pocket. All right. What else do I carry? Before I got my SIG 320, I carried a Kimber 1911 chambered at 45 ACP. And if you listen to the Fat Electrician, that stands for anti-cal projectile. Okay, so the one I carried was a Kimber Custom 2. I carried appendix. People don't like it; they say you're going to shoot yourself in your private areas. But I carried it appendix. You can tell it's been through some stuff. Bluing's worn off on one side. It's been through a lot. Me and this gun have been through a lot together. Like I said, it's chambered in ACP ammo, 45 ACP. What I do not like about it is the limited ammo capacity. That being said, I'm not looking to get into a firefight with it. However, if I need to protect myself, my family, or goddamn bugs, gosh darn bugs, I will have the means to do so with this weapon. I don't only carry one mag. I carry one in the gun and two in reserve as well. Every day, no matter where I'm going. Whether at work, I carry them on my duty belt. If I'm not at work, I carry them on a magazine holder, appendix, right? So you can pull your shirt up, grab your gun, and you can get your accessories out with it. It's very important to have a firearm, especially in today's society. Also, I carry a flashlight. This is a Surefire. I keep batteries in it. It's not turning on now because it's not tight. You tighten it down and it turns on. When it's in your pocket or in your bag, you back this off, make sure this is disengaged, and you back it off. No matter what, it's not going to turn on and kill the batteries. Also, this is a great fire source too. If you leave it on and put it on a wooden surface, it will burn it. They are very hot. Okay. I actually carry two. This is a Surefire as well, I think. No, this is a Streamlight. So the good thing about this one is it has strobe. All right, so I can strobe with it. Again, we're gonna back it off so it's not engaging. I just used this morning. That's why we got to back it off. All right, if you're gonna carry a ferrocerium rod, I suggest you get a large ferrocerium rod. A small ferrocerium rod is effective, but not as effective, okay? This is a brand new one. You can see it's never been scratched, okay? This is useless. For the most part, this is useless. You can scratch with it, but I tend to use a fixed blade knife and use the spine of a fixed blade knife. As long as it's high carbon and it has a 90-degree angle, you can use it in my camp knives and my go bag in case I need it. But always carry a ferrocerium rod with you. I suggest a 3-inch or a 5-inch. And that's for when you're in extreme stress or extreme environment and you're cold, your hands are cold, you need to be able to have something you can grab a hold of and hold on to, right? So the other thing I always keep is a tourniquet. You should always have a tourniquet on you at all times. You never know what's going to happen around you. This tourniquet is for my use, all right? If I get hurt, I will apply this tourniquet to me. My family, every member of my family carries their own tourniquet at all times. My kids are in school today with tourniquets in their bags. That is for their use. My wife carries one in her purse. It annoys the hell out of her sometimes, but she carries it in her purse. So you need to have a tourniquet. If I did need to use this on somebody else, I would. Immediately thereafter, I would either improvise or get a new tourniquet. I carry tourniquets in every car. I carry first aid in every car. This is for major critical bleeds. All right, this will save your life if you ever cut yourself in an arterial location. All right, next I carry trauma dressing. All right, it's not that big. Right, it's not something I carry in my pocket. I carry this Helicon text bag everywhere I go. So I always have this in me, with me. I carry an Israeli pressure dressing. Right, these are great pressure dressings, and they can be used as tourniquets with a windlass if needs be. I carry quick clot gauze, and this is quick clot gauze too, I believe. Yeah, it's a hemostatic dressing gauze. So it's quick, but it's from Quick Clot. These are game changers when you have a bad bleed. Okay, these actually have coagulating properties that will help your blood coagulate. If you don't have this, I would suggest you get a stick about that long and wrap it in duct tape. Duct tape also has a coagulant, and it's adhesive that will promote coagulation of your blood. All right, and I carry a chest seal. Okay, chest seals are important. If you don't have a chest seal, you don't carry a chest seal or tape, then you need to. These can work as a chest seal. Okay, the wrapping, not the actual thing. Take the chest seal, you close it on all four sides, unless you have the medical training to burp a chest wound. You close it on all four sides, and you tape it. Clear the area of as much blood as you can, and tape it to the over the hole, right? And generally speaking, if you have a chest wound, it's probably most chest wounds are created by gunshots. Okay, so if there's an entrance, there might be an exit. So you might need to cut this in half and use. You might have to have two. There's two in this pack for entrance and exit holes. Okay, but these wrappers will work. Sandwich bag will work. Whatever you have, right? You can improvise on a lot of this stuff. However, it does make it easier. I carry forceps just to have with me. There's a lot of stuff in here that I carry just to have with me. I have tools to write with. I carry storm matches, right? So it's just another way to start a fire if I need to. That patch says infidel. I didn't know. I'm the real infidel. So what I also carry in my EDC is wrenches to turn on spigots on the in inner cities. They're called cockle wrenches, and you can get these on Amazon. They're $15 for two, and they have different sizes, shapes. So you can, if you're in an inner city, you can turn on water. A lot of them don't have, the faucets don't actually have a twist knob. You have to turn them on with this key. That way you always have it on you, right? Next, I carry a Mylar blanket. This will save your life. And it's that thick. They cost like $2 or $1 probably. You can get probably 10 of these for anywhere from 10 to 20 bucks. I have extra lighters in here. So this is dental floss. I always carry it. It can be used as twine as well. And it's minty, so you can clean the teeth if you need to. But the sole purpose of this is for twine. They have something that won't break down because it is wax coated. Okay. I'm not a huge fan of these, but I keep one. It's a saw I keep taped up. One of the little wire saws I keep taped up just to be able to cut wood if I need to. This is not my primary means of cutting wood. I also keep a Thatcher's needle, a netting needle, full of 50-pound, I think it's Dacron line. It's either that or braided line. But I can use this to make a net if I need to. I can use it to repair gear, whatever I need to. And I carry this everywhere, so it's always on me. That's my EDC. I carry knives. I carry that. What I recently got was a knife sharpener. This is a diamond sharpener. It's 1,000 on one side. It's 500 on the other. And it also has a little leather piece in here with the wax, the polish, so you can strop it if you choose to. It doesn't weigh hardly anything. It's a little more than the compass, but because it's metal. but it doesn't take up any room. I keep it in my breast pocket while I'm in uniform. I keep it in my pants pocket while I'm out of uniform. To be able to sharpen your knife is something that, if you're exposed to the elements for any time, is a blessing, being able to sharpen your knife. A dull knife will cut you every time because you're going to have to put more force behind it, right? So, that being said, I also keep pen and write in the rain paper, right? And to quote Grand Thumb, if you don't have a write in the rain, then F you. So, yeah, Helicontex pouch. Now, the great thing about this pouch is in this, I actually have a sewing kit too. Let's keep that on. We have another knife, but it also has Velcro in here that you can put your weapon in a holster, and it can go in here. And when the slide is forward, the weapon will be concealed and easily accessible. Okay, so and this is longer. It's going to be longer than most pistols with the light, and it's larger than most pistols with the light and the reflex sight on it. So if it can cover this one, it could probably cover yours as well. I also keep some little tools that the real world application of this is not great, but it's a little axe head, right? I got it off of Amazon. Somebody got it for me. However, you can tie this to a stick and have an axe head with you. You use it to harvest small amounts of wood and start a fire, whatever. What I found is you can also use it as a weapon, right? So in a situation where I don't have any of my other weapons on me and I have my wallet on me, this is in my wallet. So I have a weapon where I can strike. The edge is sharp. You can see it's kind of nicked up and dented up because I use it, but it is still sharp enough to handle business, especially behind the force of a punch. So these are kind of gimmicky. However, I like this one. I also keep hanks of 550 cord. This is a long hank. I don't normally keep them this long. I normally run them about 20 to 30 feet, so I can use them in my rapid ridgeline. But in my rapid ridgeline for tent shelters, I actually have one in my go bag already pre-hanked and set up. I use gray bearded green beret, GB2. He's a YouTuber and a survival expert. All right, former special forces, former ranger. He knows how to survive and thrive. So I keep that. I also use bank line. I don't keep the whole roll, but I take off my hanks that I need, and I keep bank line. This is tarred bank line. It comes in different gauges. I can't remember exactly what gauge this is. This is something I was using to make nets out of, so it's kind of thin. However, it's you can take it apart on the ends and use it for thread if needs be. You can use this as thread if you don't have your sewing kit with you. And I keep thicker, heavier duty or bank line with me as well. Again, I take a hank of 20 yards and put it in my go bag. They're in here. They're just in the bottom of this pocket, so I'm not going to pull them out right now. But yeah, so these are things that in a situation where you need them, you can have them. And this is tiny. Here's where I keep my water source. It's actually in the dishwasher right now because you get to keep it clean. But I use a life bottle with a filter in it. It's not the greatest. You can grab dirty water and drink without worrying about filtering it. However, it's limited capacity, and you have to put quite a bit of pressure in there to get the water to come through the filter. When you're ingesting the water, you have to suck hard, or whatever way you suck, I guess. I don't know. But yeah, that's it, man. Tools to defend myself. Tools to that I could use to improvise weaponry or shelter, tools I could use to navigate, tools I could use to start a fire. So I think the majority of my metabolic needs are handled. Obviously, I don't have food, but are handled with this bag here, right? Your body can go farther without food than it can without water or sleep. So yeah, my advice to you is get a bag, get your EDC, whatever, do some research, get whatever you want to carry, whatever you're capable of carrying, and carry it with you, because Lord knows when you need it, you better have it. If not, you're going to find yourself in a situation where you might not be able to handle. All right, so I appreciate y'all. Thanks for watching. I love you, and always kick sand in the face.